Now, if there's any one thing that should convince you that World War II was basically a hoax, it's this craziness called gliders. Now, you're looking at the lead plane in the front, and supposedly there's a rope attached from here to there and from here to there, lifting these gliders up in the air. And look, the thing isn't even off the ground and the gliders are higher than the lead plane. It's so nonsensical that people believe it. So you're going to believe that these planes here, which are just balsa wood, that's it. There's nothing mechanical in them, no engine, nothing. And they are attached by what appears to be just a rope. It's hard to see because this has been colorized and put in high definition, and my player doesn't play it correctly. And anyhow, I'm going to play it for you, and you might be able to see the strings, like strings or ropes. And I'm going to also put it in reverse for you.
At midnight on June 5th, gliders full of British paratroopers and American Dakotas slip silently inland over the Normandy region. The paratroopers are the first to set foot in occupation.
Okay, so we are told that these gliders went in to Europe. And in the gliders there were supplies, men, and it's made of balsa wood. And it's attached by a string, a rope. And it's supposed to stay up in the air. And not only that, these planes might have been going 200 miles an hour or more. So a hunk of balsa wood with a bunch of men in it with no engine is up in the air going 200 miles an hour, and they're all going to parachute out into Europe.
Their mission? To secure the flanks of the landing zone.
So we're going to go backwards so you can see this nonsense. Hang in there. I know I'm not the best video maker. Who knows, we might see something on this. Craziness. Get back to the gliders. And supposedly those are the ones that parachuted out from the gliders in the lead planes. Imagine that. They're made of balsa wood, the lightest wood available. And somehow they stay up in the air, and somehow they withstand going 200 miles an hour, and somehow they remain attached by a big bull rope. There they are. We're just in reverse now. The gliders with the lead planes. Dropping men in Europe. There they are. You can see the string or the bull rope or whatever it's supposed to be. And look, the gliders are higher than the lead plane. Now, if you're going to use logic, and let's say that the cable does hold, and they don't have an engine, they actually should be just hanging down, not up at the same level or above it. They should be hanging like that, if anything. But remember, that plane supposedly is going, I don't know exact speed, I'm just going to say 200 mile an hour. And those things are hanging on? Come on. Okay, it's in reverse. You can see the strings or the ropes very slightly in this. Look, it's taking off. This is in reverse. It's taking off. And they're higher than the lead plane. What's it? How can they be higher than the lead plane? Come on! If anything, gliders tell you you've been lied to. Let alone the idea those things land. They've just got a couple of wheels on them. There's not, and they have a steering wheel in them that steers nothing. It's so ridiculous. Okay, now that's in reverse. So, what we're going to do is try to go forward. There's forward. Look, the gliders are higher than the lead plane. Come on. There's no engine in those things. Nothing. So I think what I'll do, I'll tell you my experience. I went to a funeral of a man who was in the glider brigade. The man was dead, but his grandson was in the military and had all these little stickers on his shirt, all these little tiny pin metal things. And I said to the grandson, tell me something. How did those glider planes stay up in the air? Now remember, he's got his military uniform on with all his little pins. And he says to me, he says, I don't know. And he walked away. He couldn't handle it. I was confronting him with logic. I wanted a logical explanation. How did they stay up in the air? Now, the ones that are in the so-called glider brigades were sworn to secrecy. Most likely they were Masons. Alright, so this is the end of the video. Thank you for putting up with me. Video is ending.